Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and I have a new toy to play with. It's called Repaper. Oh, sorry, not play with. Review. I mean, it's one and the same, right? Alright, so I've been trying to get back into my drawing and things like that, and so I figured this might help me. I have a couple of, I got my laptop here that does have a stylus that I can draw on, but I want something that's going to feel a little bit more like paper. I do have the Remarkable too that I could use to draw on as well, but like I said, I want something that I can actually physically draw on. So I figured I'd go ahead and draw on this and see how well it works. So you're supposed to be able to transfer anything that you draw on here or directly onto any electronics such as a laptop, your phone, or a tablet. So we're going to see it and try it out using my laptop and see how well it transfers. I know that there are some where you can actually draw on a similar tablet to this, but it's going to be more of a smoother surface. It doesn't have the actual actual paper, or it's not going. You're going to have to pretty much kind of draw somewhat in reverse, or you're not actually drawing on it. So if I pick up my pencil, I'm going to have to guess pretty much where I stopped drawing at. I'm not the greatest artist, but you know, I like to dabble a little bit here and there. Also, I haven't drawn in a very, very long time. We're going to see how this works. And this will be perfect for anybody that wants to do kind of like artwork, you know, YouTube channel. Hello. Which, you know, if you're an artist, I suggest doing it. Is it going to be a competition to me? Don't know. But do I really care? No. I encourage you to do it. This does come with its pencil as well as a pen. Oh no, no, this is not a pen or a marker, it is a stylus. So you've got both of these. Any instructions that we need? Anything else? Nope, that's it. We've got everything out. Now let's see some instructions real quick. I'm going to go ahead and, well no, I'm not going to connect it off the camera because I want you guys to be able to see exactly how I connect it. Alright, Repaper, first of all, I'm going to need you to upgrade or update your charging port. This is the micro USB. We need a Type-C, please, because these are extremely getting harder and harder to find and very frustrating, especially if you have a short cord. Sorry, I had a little bit for a second there. Alright, so we've got the user guide in a few different languages. Nice. Some basic notions, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so these clips right here are going to hold the paper in place. So I'm going to attach one to each side to hold it in place. Now, they do suggest you using one of their paper directly, and part of the reason why is it fits perfectly right within the lines of where you're drawing. So if you have a bigger piece of paper than this, obviously you may draw out a base that you need, and that could mess things up. Not necessarily your drawing, but the transfer between your paper and the electronic device that you're using. But that. Why are you being difficult? Is it because you're on camera? Yeah, this clip is being very, very camera shy right now. So just for that, I'm having to put it on blast. Or it could just be hearsay error. But I'm going to blame it on the clip being camera shy. It's a lot easier that way. Okay, there you go. So they do fit snugly on here, which I like. Snugly? That's a funny word. And all you just is going to lift it up just enough to get the paper in there. So we do have that. Also, if you're picky about your pencil, because this is a 2B right here, I know that there are all sorts of pencils that people use. Oh, this was made in Germany to be specific. Guten Tag! And that's German for Guten Tag! If y'all don't get this reference, we can't be friends. That's all I'm gonna say. But this little round cylinder that I just took off the pencil is pretty much what is going to connect, from my understanding, whatever you're drawing to the device. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. We're going to look at the directions, but that was my understanding when I was skimming through it previously to ordering. Ooh, you do have a micro USB slot. That's always good to have. Or, yeah, micro SD card slot. That's good. Oh, it does come with a 32 gig. Oh, SD card not included, blah. Okay, so you're telling me what size I can use. That's stupid. Shortcut buttons. Let me see where they at. So let me go ahead and point these out to you guys so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you do already have one, you can obviously look at the picture yourself. So the first starter, we got the power button right here. You got the micro USB port right here. 3 is the micro USB port, so the charging port right here. And it's very lightweight. I do want to mention that as well. Very lightweight. Your shortcut buttons, which are these buttons right here. I think all 3. Yeah, all 3 of these are your shortcut buttons. We're going to figure out how that works in a minute. 5 buttons with quick access to key features, buttons for configurations in Repaper Studio. So I can download the Studio too. You got your charging LED, which is this whitish button right here. And I'm pretty sure people are like, okay, can we get on with this? Front LED. Okay, so there's lights right here that you can't really see unless it's on. And then your drawing action zone, which is where the paper is already covering. So you can see like little silver marks right here, which I showed you originally. Prepare your workspace for an optimal use. Keep all metal objects more than 20 centimeters or 7.9 inches away. I'm guessing it's the metric system. They use commas instead of periods. That's very, very confusing. Because right here it has 7,9 inches instead of a period. Sorry, that's just a weird observation I had. Anyways. So about 8 inches away from your reboard paper. Do I have any other metal? Nope, just this. Okay, cool. Keep away from your board, speakers, computers. So does this reach more than 8 inches? Because if not, that's going to cause a concern. Unless that's just to charge it. We're going to find out here in a little bit. Avoid placing reboard on metal table or one made with large metal parts. Good to know. Also, make sure that your paper is within the borders, not crooked, because that's something I would do. You can use your board in portrait or landscape. It doesn't matter. Okay. Also, whenever you're putting this on, make sure that it's straight rather than crooked. I know you really can't tell too much, but I did slide it to where it's more angled off. So make sure that it's flat. Otherwise, I'm guessing that could cause some issues. I had it on good. Okay, there it goes. All right, take your favorite pencil, slide the repaper ring about 3 to 4 centimeters or 1,2 to 1,6 inches. Sorry, that comma just bugs me. Adjust its positioning so that it's completely perpendicular to your drawing implements. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so let me see. Do I have it low enough? Perfect. Cool. It does give you an image to make sure that it's far enough down. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video for a second while I download the app for Repaper, which is Repaper Studio app on my computer. So I'll be right back, you guys. So as I was downloading it, I did find out that there are actually 2 different versions of the Repaper. They have the Repaper, which is the one I have, or what they call the Faber-Castell edition, which, as I mentioned, is the one that I have. And they have the XL Lite. The one that I have typically runs $199, and I am getting the information from the ISKN website directly. And they also have the Repaper XL Lite, which is $129. Now you're like, what's the difference between the two? Well, anything and everything, obviously you're going to pay more for one versus the other. Duh. But the Lite, you are not able to use a tablet or any standalone device, so there's no connectivity. Pretty much, if you draw on it, it's not going to connect directly. That's an advantage that you have with the version that I have now, which is just what I consider the regular version, rather than Faber-Castell Elemental, whatever it was, the long name of it. Let me go ahead and get that. Faber-Castell edition. Additionally, it does, as I mentioned, it does not have a battery, so it needs to be connected at all times, as well as there's no built-in memory or SD slot. So there's no standalone mode that you can sync your drawings to. So if you're drawing on it and it's not connected, pretty much you're out of luck on that one. Whereas on this one, once I start drawing on it, it'll save it in its memory, and I'll be able to export it later on. So yeah, so those are the main differences, is that one you can use by itself, as well as with tablets and your cell phone. The other one you can't. You don't have any memory or battery or anything like that, so it has to be connected at all times to be able to use. Also, the pressure levels that when you're drawing, the way it connects, I don't know the numbers, but I am looking at it here. It says the pressures for the light is going to be 4096 versus the Castell version, which is 8192. I'm not sure exactly what that means as far as pressure goes. That's the first I've ever heard, but I do know that it's going to obviously be more sensitive. I do see that until April 3rd, there is a discount of $30 on the Castell version, as well as $20 discount on the XL Lite. So if you are interested in getting it, I suggest going ahead and ordering it as soon as possible. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and connect. With this no screen mode and internal memory repaper, the slate can work independently up to 6 hours. So your time frame to use it is 6 hours, which is great to know. From a single sheet of paper, your sketches can be saved to an internal memory, which is unavailable on the XL Lite. From paper to screen in real time, which is great. All right, so first of all, my laptop, this laptop is pretty new. It is a Samsung, and pretty much it uses a Type-C to charge. And unfortunately, it does not have any USB ports. So I have to get this lovely device, which is also Samsung, ironically enough. And it's what they call a USB converter. It's going to have, for the USB, it's going to turn it into a Type-C. So I don't know if many people know about this. That's part of the reason why I'm mentioning it. So we'll go ahead and plug it in. And my repaper, we'll say paper, is now connected to the device. One thing that I think is really cool, so this, as I mentioned, is not a pen. It will not write on anything whatsoever. It is a stylus. But look at that, you guys, on the screen. I'm not even touching anything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write. Isn't that neat? But I'm gonna go ahead and try with the pencil. So one thing that I did not, I meant to mention earlier, is that not only will it show what you're drawing, but it's actually recording what you're drawing. So if you are a demonstrator and you want to teach people how to draw, this device will help you out significantly. Because if I draw a house, oh, it didn't work. Is it gonna connect? Oh, there it goes. I wrote in between Jazzy. So I'm actually going to play it. So you see what I drew. So as I mentioned, this will be perfect for anybody that is wanting to do their own classes or demonstration or anything like that. What you're drawing is going to transfer onto the screen. So, and it'll actually do a video for you. So you have different, if you want to change the colors, I want to do a sun. And so you can actually see where on the paper I'm drawing. So if I need lines, I've got lines. So you have a few different options on your paper if you want to draw on it. You also have different pens and pencils and colors, all sorts of things. And if you need to erase. So I'm trying out my eraser and seeing what, actually I think this might be better to do with the eraser. No, is my erasing? Oh, cool! So it is really erasing as eraser. It's not going to be like as if paint where you pretty much click on it and it erases completely. The only downside if you're using the stylus is that you don't know where you drew exactly. So if I draw over here and I'm like, okay, where did I stop? Is it? So this actually is really great if you do draw. For most devices, if you pick up your pen, you may not know exactly where you stopped at, but with this, you have your, for lack of a better phrase, a cursor of where you stopped or where you can start again. So let me go back to erasing this. So yes, I am erasing what I originally drew. Let's see, what is this? Press any tablet button to start and stop spraying. Oh, I've got a spray paint. Oh, depending on how far you are from the paper too, determines how wide or thin your spray painting is. Now that's pretty cool. You guys, this is perfect for anybody that's interested in drawing, whether it be, you know, a child or an adult. Parents, I'm going to say this, please encourage your kids to use their artistic side, because as adults we lose that and we don't know how to have fun anymore. I'm a big kid that never grew up, so. And that's not a hype joke, so don't start. But yes, this is really cool. I like this. I'm gonna have fun with this. I don't know what I'm gonna draw yet. This is actually a lot more interesting than I originally, you know, I thought it was gonna be something, you know, more for like people that are already interested in drawing, that have that talent and just want to record. But this could be used as a, you know, just to get out your creativity as well. So everything that I just did, you're watching it on screen as I was drawing and talking. This is really cool. This may be good as well for if you're teaching your kids, you know, especially the younger ones, you know, 5 and younger, to write, hold pens, pencils, and things like that. So there are a couple of things that I'm trying to figure out right now. Again, this is me freshly opening the box. I'm trying to figure out how to change the paper from landscape to portrait. So that way, as I mentioned, if you want to teach your kids how to write or anything like that, you have the lines here. You're going to be able to draw straight, which I can't even do that. So we got J, A, Z, Z, Y. Okay, it looks a lot better on paper than it does on repaper. It looks better on paper than it does repaper. Yeah, so that's a couple of things about it. As I mentioned, I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit to figure out a couple other things. And if you have any questions, I can answer them. So I'm gonna let this, I'm probably gonna play around for about a month or so. So that way, as I mentioned, when I do the part 2 of it, I'm able to answer some of those questions and also give you guys time to ask any questions that you may have. But overall, I think this is a really neat device, and I love the fact that you can either use a stylus, so you don't have to continue using the paper, or the pencil, so you can actually see where you're drawing and draw, you know, on the go, versus having to constantly connect to a device. Definitely highly would recommend it. As I said, for any artist, if you're wanting to draw, write, whatever the case may be, take notes. You know, that's always an option. But I think Remarkable might be better for taking notes. I also will be doing a comparison between the Repaper versus the Remarkable 2. So that way, for those that are curious, what's the difference between the two? We got direct competition. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. In the meantime, stay tuned, stay jazzy. Thanks for watching, guys.